What's happening, everyone? Another bloodbath today in the crypto markets. I'm going to quickly bring you today's top winners and losers. I'm also going to feature ELASTOS, a coin I do highly recommend for you all to take a very good look at. And in today's top stories, Bitfinex now announced new fiat pairs for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Neo, EOS, and IOTA. And the Abra CEO sees the floodgates opening in 2018 as institutional money dips their toes into the markets. Remember, I'm going to timestamp these guys, so go ahead, if you don't want to listen to the whole movie, go ahead and click on the timestamp for the news you're interested in. And I'm Maximilian, your crypto broker, and I'm bringing you today's news. Taking a look at today's markets, as I said, we're in a bloodbath, everybody. Market cap now well below 300 billion, currently at 264 billion, with a 24-hour trading volume of 18 billion, which isn't necessarily very high at all. And Bitcoin's dominance has risen a slight bit, up to 45% since yesterday. If we look at the top 20, majority of them are down between 1 to 5%. EOS slightly in the green, which is great. They've had a good few weeks behind them, though. What else is getting badly battered? Tron had a good run, obviously getting a sell-off at the moment. If we continue down, a lot of cryptos taking a little bit of a beating today. Ontology again, though, continuing to do well. If we look at today's top winners and losers, Ontology again on top. They have been on top for the last 3 or 4 days. A lot of bullish news coming out in regards to Ontology. What else is here? We've mentioned EOS. Good to see Dash always holding its value. Okay. And in the biggest losers, Mithril. I have no idea what that is. Have not looked into that yet. Not really too keen on Skycoin either. Pivex, unfortunately, taking quite a bad beating. So is Ethos. Ethos came out with some good news in regards to their new universal wallet recently. There's a video on that we've done, so take a look at that if you want to get some more information on Ethos. But in today's featured coin, we're going to look at ELASTOS, which is a project that's just come out of ICO about a month and a half ago, and very, very bullish project. So if we take a deeper look into ELASTOS, currently today a volume of $14 million, which is healthy, not incredibly high though. Right now we can't see the circulating supply, therefore we don't know the market cap. Therefore, they're not really being ranked yet. They're in rank 1,291. So this is an opportunity in itself. Because once the circulating supply does get added onto this, we're going to see naturally more interest in ELASTOS, as it will be on page 1. And over time will creep up the rankings as the circulating supply has been added. Before I take you on to what we believe the circulating supply is, just going to look at how this has performed since coming in from ICO. So, beginning of Feb, it hit the open market, eventually went to an all-time high of around $90 US. So, right now's price is, what, $28? So you're getting that incredibly cheap, guys. This is a really strong project backed by a lot of Chinese institutional money, a lot of partners as well. But going on to its circulating supply, I trolled through Reddit to find out what the exact one is, and I've got an image here to show it. So, basically after all these different lockups that's happened during the ICO, we assume that the circulating supply, once added to CoinMarketCap, will be 6.8 million. That's going to make ELASTOS at the current price. It's going to give it a market cap of 195 million, plus minus. That would put it in around 56th, 57th place. So, wait, let's go like that. 56th or 57th place. What is that? So we're between, KuCoin, Quash, Aeons, all around in this sort of area. But this is with everything down. I think ELASTOS could potentially be a top 25 crypto within a short period of time. But jumping into ELASTOS and what it is, Let's take a look at their website. So basically, ELASTOS is the world's first internet operating system focusing on decentralizing the internet with blockchain technology. So they're not, they're not looking to reinvent, the blockchain here. They're actually just an operating system for the new internet. Now, ELASTOS facilitates the new generation of universal apps as well, running anywhere, such as AR, VR headsets, Internet of Things gateways, gaming consoles, phones, PCs, TVs, and cloud servers. ELASTOS and the gentleman behind ELASTOS has been working on this project for over 17 years. He's a professor at one of the main universities, looking into blockchain technology. His name's Chen Rong, director of Chung University I Center, and of course chairman of the foundation. This gentleman here, Hang Feng, as well, is also very well known, and was a scholar at Columbia University. A lot of people are very, very interested in this team. They're very well known, and of course have got a lot of credibility in the industry and in China. Looking more into their credibility and a few interesting points on ELASTOS. One is that they're collaborating with the Stellar Protocol and Neo. So they back in November had a meetup where the Stellar Protocol, Neo, and ELASTOS were all sitting down together and describing how this partnership is going to work between the three. If you look here, this is the meetup group from back in November. Clearly stating the three and how they're going to hopefully work together to build this new internet protocol, basically the foundation of the new internet, or infrastructure level of the new internet. You'll see Dahong Fei was there, founder of Neo and CEO of On-Chain, Rong Cheng, who we just spoke about now, who's the founder of ELASTOS, and then Jed McCaleb, who's the founder of original founder of Ripple, and now runs the Stellar Protocol. So that's very bullish that these really, really, really strong cryptocurrencies are all working together. And the fact that ELASTOS is involved in this and only just come out of ICO kind of gives them that credibility that really need to be looked at properly in terms of an investment. Moving on, also quite cool is that ELASTOS have just recently gone and had a chit chat with JP Morgan and Chase, as it says here, discuss blockchain opportunities for Wall Street today with JP Morgan chief economist Jim Glassman. This here is what's his name again? It's Feng Hang, so co-founder and board member of the ELASTOS Foundation. And to be fair, no idea what these two were chatting about, but it looks very bullish that you got ELASTOS talking to mainstream investment banks. Another cool thing about ELASTOS, an interesting point, is that they're already marketing quite strongly. They're even featured in Times Square on the Nasdaq board. So that's really, really quite cool. And let's see if they can top that in the near future. They're also going through a rebranding phase, so they've just recently had a competition for their members or their followers, or to create the new ELASTOS logo. We do know from past experience that when cryptos that are well followed do rebrand, and they rebrand well, you see an enormous spike in value. Just an example is Ant shares when it was rebranded to Neo. Same applies with Bitcoins when it rebranded to Ethos. So keep that in mind. I'll bring more information on the exact day, hopefully, that the rebranding will be confirmed. And then just lastly, ELASTOS is going to be added to a new exchange, I think just today. I did see that on their main page. Not the hugest exchange in the world, but BCEX. So that's always fairly good news. More exchanges, more liquidity, and less opportunity for manipulation. But yeah, that's ELASTOS very, very briefly. I'm not jumping too much into it. I just want you guys to be aware of it, and go take a good look at the website, do your due diligence, do some research. But again, it's incredibly cheap today at $28, down 7% plus minus, and when the circulating supply gets added for this, I think it really will have a really, really big jump, as you know, the average man or woman will be able to see it in the top 100 when visiting CoinMarketCap. But moving on quickly into today's news, and probably one of the biggest pieces of news today is that Bitfinex are going to announce fiat expansion. What they've said here is new fiat markets for Bitcoin, Ether, Neo, EOS, and IOTA. And the two fiat gateways will be the Japanese yen and the Great British Pound, which is brilliant for me and for us, because you know we work in the pound here, and the pound needs more liquidity when it comes to cryptocurrency markets. So that's very good news for crypto in general. Next is the Abra CEO believes we're going to have institutional money breaking into the crypto markets sometime in 2018. He goes on to say, speaking to Business Insider 2 weeks after the startup announced it had raised $40 million in new funding since October, CEO Bill Hardite said Western institutional money would begin to dip its toes into crypto assets in 2018. So, you know, what he sees once that happens is all hell to break loose. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure all of you are as well, to see a massive bull run again once we see institutional money dipping into the market. He does say here as well, I talk to hedge funds, high net worth individuals, even commodity speculators. They look at the volatility in the crypto markets and they see a huge opportunity. Of course they do. They really desperately want to get involved, but they have to wait for major regulation before they can. At the bottom here, he also says, we're getting closer and closer to real clarity in the West that it's okay putting 0.5% of its assets into crypto. 0.5% doesn't sound like a lot, but 0.5% of $1 billion hedge fund, or a few $1 billion hedge funds, does make a big difference, especially when they're all trying to put away a small amount of money into these crypto assets. And that is pretty much the most bullish news for today, I believe. I've tried to keep this short and sweet. I have no idea how long I've gone on for, but I've typically rambled. Keep in mind, I'm going to leave a timestamp in the description. Also, if you've enjoyed this, guys, give it a good like, subscribe, and we'll look to bring you videos every single day on today's markets and, of course, coins to take a good look at for potential investments. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion, and please do your own due diligence. Again, I'm Maximilian, your crypto broker, and until next time.